What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civ 5 AI only old world battle. There's not too much going on at the moment. Obviously, we've got a bit of a race to colonize South America going on with the African civs, which is pretty interesting. We've already got Rhodesia, the Songhai, and Mali here, and the Congo are on their way as well. And I think, the Zulu are also on their way too. So there's going to be 5 different civs in South America, which will be really cool, because obviously in North America, it's been a little bit less competition. Although, there's only Mongolia who have more than one city. But other than that, there's only one other thing really going on. The Garamantes are at war with Egypt, but I think the Songhai are kind of going to get in their way here. So it's probably not going to see any more happen there at the moment. And in other big wars, Britain has actually sort of rebuilt a little bit and is trying again to attack Brussels. I don't know if this is going to work, but maybe if one of the other civs nearby joined in, they might just be able to piggyback off like the British sacrifice and take Brussels, but that's about it really. That is going on at the moment. It's a quiet period, but I'm sure they don't normally last, and especially since ideologies were being picked. They've sort of stopped being picked now. There was a brief period where people were picking their ideologies, but that doesn't seem to have survived. Oh, and there's still the siege for Babylon. Sorry, my bad. I forgot about that, but it's not done yet. But yeah, at the moment Mongolia and Rhodesia are order. No one else has actually picked an ideology. But Mongolia has already had a revolution, which was a bit of a surprise, but whatever. But yeah, there's still the battle for Babylon. Parthia really trying, and the Ottomans also really trying their hardest to defend it. Yep, that came out right. Korea's just entered the industrial era. Korea are one of the sort of bottom 3 now, which is a surprise, because they have 3 cities. They're not the worst. You'd surprise. I think Wallachia and Greece are the only 2 that you'd sort of are doing worse than them, which is a surprise. If Naples wasn't huge, that would you'd probably expect Sicily to be down there too. People like Belgium as well, but again, Brussels is huge, which sort of gives them a bit of a boost that people like Greece with tiny little Athens don't get. Same goes for Wallachia, has there been another citadel? No, there's always been 3. But who have very minimal amount of land, although they do have this up here. I'm not sure how helpful that is in the long run, but you can have that. Denmark, you gonna do anything? You've just you took Leningrad, killed the Soviet Union, then just stopped doing anything. Oh, there's a war. That's going to excite things up, that one. Congo, why would you do that? Why do you need to attack Wallachia? You don't really need to, but there are some awful borders. I cannot tell whose is what down here, because there are some random settlements, like Mercuria, by the way. If anyone starts putting in work and starts destroying some Egyptian units, Mercuria, I fully expect you to try to take Thebes and connect your cities, because that could be game-changing if that happens. Ethiopia is still here. Their units aren't too old, actually. They've got their Mihal Safaris, which I think, must be rifleman improvements, because musketmen are still here. But then they have crossbowmen, which is a bit weird. Bit of a clash there, but whatever. Obviously they can't trade with anybody, so it'll be interesting how they go. They're just sort of sealed off inside a wall. I think this is like the North Korea of this world. Just Addis Ababa, out of reach for everybody in this world. You're still trying, Parthia. Good. Keep it up. You're all I've got to really commentate on at the moment. So, keep trying. Although I need to quickly check who Mongolia is at war with. Actually, we're going to probably see them do something right now, because it's their turn. But there's like a big Mongolian force up here in the southern Khazar land. I think it's going after the Ottomans or Wallachia, one or the other. I don't know who. That they actually moved back a little bit, but see, Mongolia do have this random patch of land up here, which Parthia is looking very empty. That is a concern for them. They're just very spread out over here. Although these cities are a lot bigger. Actually, not really anymore. Mongolia's cities are starting to get pretty big in general. None of them are huge, but they've got quite a few 14s, 12s, 16. So yeah, they're doing okay. And around this region, there's a lot of units here. I'm definitely surprised they haven't tried to take out more of their neighbours. Qing, Mongolia are literally, I don't think many of the cities, I don't think, most of the cities, I'd say a solid 80% as like their own settlements, which is kind of sad. Like if they'd have have bulldozed through people to become like this, I would have been a bit happier. But it's the fact that, like, apart from a few random cities settled by Europeans out here, most of it's just been Mongolia just settling. So you can't really blame them. There we go. I think that's the Garamantes. I'm pretty sure it is. Just entering the industrial area, which is quite far behind. I believe we got a notification previously that I think it was Rhodesia or Vietnam entered the modern era. And oh my goodness, that is exciting. Okay, we'll come to that in a second. But let's go finish. Vietnam or Rhodesia, one of them entered the modern era, so I expect both of them to have done it anyway by now. See, Mongolia should be in it as well. The Ottomans peace out with the Songhai. Mongolia, Indonesia. Okay, yeah, I feel like this might be the starting point, and they're all piecing out because they want to get involved. Like Mongolia are like, nope, we need to focus on something else here. But yeah, and also we got, what is this? Kimberley and Siam. Bit of a random one, but there you go. Has anyone? Okay, the Zulu are about to arrive. The Congo are heading towards the Mali city, so more northern South America. I don't know, the Zulu might go in the middle. Arabia, yeah, it looks like Mongolia might be trying to get a few peace deals so that they can get involved in some wars. And that Persia actually grabbed this salt tile. Not that matters. Arabia's got a lot of salt down there anyway. The Ottomans are being pushed back, but they've got less people to worry about now, even though Parthia was the only one actually doing anything. But wow, okay, so can we see an explosion from China here versus Qing? It looks like it's gonna be. Let's check the info, Alex, because this is like the biggest war probably so far. In terms of, because yeah, it's been a while since we've seen like a big one-on-one war. So this is probably the biggest one so far, I would imagine. Qing don't seem to have too much, I'm going to be honest. They have a few units around here, but Peking falls. I mean, the rest of it doesn't really matter. The other cities, I mean, they won't be able to get this one up here in the north. Hangzhou's not great, so I think this could be about taking Peking. And if they can do that, then China is gonna definitely be a contender for that top 5, which is like the big thing. Obviously, we do the top 10. Obviously, Qing did settle this island very recently, so might see some more boats from them, which could be a problem for China. But because China have some coastal cities themselves, but obviously because one of their coastal cities is amazing, China actually has a pretty strong navy here to defend itself, so it's not going to matter at all. But let's quickly have a look at the info addicts for these two countries. My yawn. China, then, neither of them in the top 5 or the top 10. China have got the 12th biggest military in the world, 143,000 troops. Qing have 133,000, so it's going to be very important. If China can get off to a good start, I get the feeling Mongolia might be like, yep, let's get involved here. But if Qing get off to a good start, Mongolia may still get involved. Just need to notice there's some Chinese units just wandering around here. That may not work out because they're going to get killed by cities. But yeah, we'll keep an eye. Definitely expect Mongolia to play a big part in this. And you never know what Korea could do, what Vietnam could do. They're all very powerful civs in the region. Vietnam are actually probably, and India too. I mean, India are pretty strong and actually have a lot of their army currently. Oh my goodness, they're going to finish off Siam. Gandhi, you are amazing. This is the AI. India in particular is quite a passive AI, so until they get nukes, obviously. But seeing this is amazing. Also, there's a lot of Mongolian boats just swarming. Oh, there we go. Okay, so Qing is dead. India joins in. That really doesn't matter. But I mean, there's some Indian units over here, but it doesn't matter too much. But Korea's help. Korea, they're not that bad. I mean, they're on the same sort of tech level as Qing and China, so it's pretty much game over. Now this city will probably fall to Korea. This is going to be huge because East Asia is where all the big civs are in this world. I mean, there's a few, obviously, other than Parthia, Rhodesia. There's a higher concentration of stronger civs out here in the east, so it'll be interesting. Obviously, Vietnam, Mongolia are still not involved. Don't expect to see Japan getting involved. That would surprise me. There was also another war declared just a second ago. Arabia v Mali. That doesn't really matter. But they haven't settled in South America, either of the civs that are there just yet with their settlers. Let's bear that in mind. And Arabia just pieced out with Rhodesia, which means they did get to keep Somalia and sort of the Horn of Africa here for themselves. So there you go, Arabia. Finally did something. Problem for them is they're just, I don't know where they go from here. Like, they can't really attack any of their neighbours. You could always try and help out against the Ottomans if Parthia tries a bit. Like, they need to rebuild first, and by then Parthia might have given up or actually done it. And Mercuria is in a tough spot with this mountain, so I don't think we'll see that happen just yet. But let's go and focus on, obviously, the big conflict. So early on, we're seeing Qing pushing in with a line of units. China is actually... Yep, China's ships are actually going to attack Qing's coastal cities too. So this could be a double win for China if they start picking up islands in the Pacific. I don't know what these islands are called. I hope they're not big ones. I think they might be like the US-owned ones. Maybe. I'm not gonna speculate too much. But India's here trying their best with the help of Vietnam. I'm surprised Vietnam didn't just finish this city off, but I think they're waiting for a peace deal to expire with Siam, which would be why. But yeah, let's see. Korea also going to play a big part. They've got their own frigates, which means, yeah, Qing, any units out in the sea for Qing aren't going to last too long with all these Korean ships as well. Korea actually have a lot of turtle ships. Probably more boats than China have in total. Maybe not as good boats, but see how this goes. Yep, Korea pushing in already on both fronts. I would prefer to see them focus on one or the other, but they've got enough units here. They could be fine. But yeah, it's just keeping an eye on Mongolia and Vietnam, because if they both attack China and basically side with Qing, that would change the game again. Obviously, if Vietnam declared war on India right now, all these units, I mean, I think they do get sent back. Vietnam, Mongolia, I wonder if they're good friends. I mean, Mongolia now have this city right in the tip of India, which is going to annoy India. And obviously it's very close to Vietnam, who have Sri Lanka for themselves. The Congo did just settle a bit further west than Mali, and the Zulu are also up in this region. There's a lot of Portuguese ships here. I feel like Portugal might be at war with one of these civs, which is why these ships are heading over. Maybe the Songhai. That might be what's going on. I don't think so, though, because they would be killing these workers, I imagine. There's some fighting going on here. Oh, this is the Congo, I think, trying to find a way through, and it's not really working. Don't think there's anything else going on. Yeah, Brussels is fine again. Poland is still looking pretty strong. Problem is, Khazar is now also looking very strong. And I would watch out, Parthia. I'd watch out. Stop burning your units so lightly over there. Polynesia, I just want to point out, have still not settled in the Americas. Not sure why. Australia is yet to be united still. Japan has fully completed their move. Just like, yep, we're leaving. We're no longer part of Asia. We are now part of Oceania. It's safe here. Apparently they don't kill off the weak civs down here. I mean, no one's dead from this region. Like, Indonesia are still here. And they've got riflemen. So, you know, that is technically on par with Mongolia. Although they have Gatling guns. But yeah, technology-wise, there's not been too much disparity. I mean, I imagine people like Wallachia and Greece are still, still on pikemen. No rifles here, but for the most part, most civs currently have riflemen as sort of their main unit. There's no one with Great War Infantry, as far as I'm aware. Well, Rhodesia wouldn't be a good example, because they'll probably hold on to their royal regiments for a bit longer than they probably should. I'm pretty sure these are rifleman replacements. I'd be pretty scared if they weren't. But yeah, the top civs are sort of the ones we can see with Gatling guns. Although saying that, I wouldn't describe Congo as a top civ, but they're doing okay. They're just sort of like, problem is for Congo if they get attacked by Rhodesia or whatever. But they seem to be friendly. Open borders here. It's good to see for you guys being friendly. Zulu are sort of left behind. They've still got musket men. Although saying that, again, they might just prefer to stick with their MPs for a bit. That is something we see quite regularly from the AI. They just like to stay with their important units. Let's see how this is going. So China has already sort of killed a few units. Korea's already surrounded this large city to the northeast, and there is an outbreak. Tuberculosis has struck the Songhai capital. Africa has been hit with a lot of these diseases, and so is Oceania, to be fair. But most of them, there's been, I feel like, at least one in every, 3 is in Rhodesia, which is, I don't know what that's telling us, but India, that is not going to improve your relations with Vietnam, is it? But there we go, India capturing that city, and that's going to make Vietnam less likely to try and take it back, because obviously they'll have to fight India, who are pretty strong out here. to their west, and we'll see these Indian units probably head home now, and maybe go up through the mountain path if they really wanted to, and start attacking Qing. That would surprise me if they did that, but it would be amazing. I think for India, they should just sort of recoup their strength, while Vietnam seem to be preoccupied with what's going on, just watching what's going on over here. Maybe they should try and take out maybe at least one city, maybe this side of the river, this city here, from Persia. Not that I would love to see Persia make it to the end, because they were doing so well at the start, and then it all sort of crumbled because they lost their capital to Parthia. But now they've formed this kind of cool country. I mean, I can't imagine it being them being in the top 10 or anything, but they've made a cool place here, their own country. That I appreciate that. And there we go, another wonder for Rhodesia. They just can't stop, can they? But there we go, the Brandenburg Gate has been built by Rhodesia, so I have no idea what each wonder does. There we go, Britain only just entering the industrial era. Not a good time, because there's like, all we do is just trade stuff in the tundra, apparently. That's what my country has come to. But I haven't really spoken about this, but I've obviously been speaking about Parthia being good and all, but I haven't spoken about how they're my pick, and I've never picked the winner. So if something was to happen to Mongolia, which is still within the realms of possibility, it would need to be a very big thing. I mean, they have a lot of cities, as we saw from the Info Addicts last video, but, you know, I could still, my first time picking correctly, that would be impressive, but it's China's turn now. I think we should actually look at this island over here, because there's still a lot of fighting to be done south of Peking, north of Beijing, even though I think they are the same city in real life. It was Peking, and it changed to Beijing, right? Not sure when, but that did happen. There we go, though. China, first city to fall in this war, grab this island. Korea just missed out. They were on their way. But we might see more of a race then for the second city down here. Potentially, Korea can just slip in and take it. Also, Qing do have a city up in Alaska. I think that means even if they were to be completely taken out... Where are you going, Garamantes? You know what they're doing? I think I know what they're doing. They're looking for the route. Obviously, the borders probably got cut off up this way. At some point. Yeah, they did, by Parthia. Because Parthia cut off this route, they've gone the whole way around the world so that they can settle next to this city. That is what's going to happen. They're going to come up through here, up through the tundra, and go settle next to that old city, despite the whole of the New World being there. Poland just grabbed the Louvre. Not France in this world. I mean, there is no France. Switzerland instead. Vietnam and Qing. Oh, they're already at war. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They're at war. Oh, well, nothing was really happening. But there we go. All of that time, I mean, it wasn't important, was it? Because I didn't even notice. But yeah, Vietnam and Qing piecing out. That could help Qing. Vietnam also just completing the porcelain towers. And Vietnam now have just entered the modern era. Maybe it must have been Mongolia I saw the notification for then. But obviously that doesn't mean too much, because some people rush certain parts of the tech tree, as you'd expect. But yeah, there we go. Vietnamese Great War Infantry. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Maybe it'll be once we start to see stuff like nukes, maybe it'll be Vietnam that keeps Mongolia at bay. But at the moment, quite a big conflict still going on here. No real progress being made. Korea seems to have died. Looks like Korea has been obliterated. At least like half its army is gone. Mali and India piecing out. The Zulu are yet to settle. Whereabouts is their settler? It's near this Malian city. We'll see how it goes. I think, are you attacking Rhodesia, Portugal? With just a great admiral? That's not too smart. Where is this fleet even going? I don't know. We'll find out one day. Kulin, you still haven't taken out Kimberley, which is kind of weird because they are just so far behind on tech. It's unbelievable. But you know, you do you. If you want to share Australia with them, that's your choice, not mine. Wait, are Mongolia at war with India? Why are Mongolia here? Like, that is just my interest. Like, what, do they have open borders with both of these countries, or are they about to steal this city away without me noticing that they were even at war? There's the problem with these larger games. You just got no idea sometimes. I mean, I can't believe. I was saying about if Vietnam joined, that'd be game over. Vietnam were already in. They were first. Ideology, finally. And it's Vietnam. No surprises there. This world has already fallen. Wait, has it? Hang on. Am I being an idiot? Has it already? Yep, it's fallen into the grasp of communism and order. Vietnam, Rhodesia, and Mongolia all going down the same route. Which means I doubt we will see any unique ideologies unless there's someone with like some major culture or tourism even. I think Rhodesia is probably winning on that because they've been building a lot of wonders. I mean, they may not tie in perfectly. Let's just check who is not influential. Although Switzerland actually have the most tourism. If Switzerland and India teamed up with China maybe all on the same one, then we could have a competition, a bit of a competition still. But I don't think that will happen. Danish city is starting to grow some pretty big borders. I just noticed on the map, and they're trading with Qing. I imagine there's some copper. Basically, the whole purpose of the city is for copper, and I guess a nuclear submarine base, if you think about it that way. Start sending their nuclear subs out. That would be pretty cool. What was I looking for? I was going to look for something. Where is my nuclear sub? Oh, there it is. Just hiding away. Khazars still have Iceland. Don't know how. Britain finally got their first rates, but they have now literally nothing. So Belgium is still going to be here. Are Switzerland maybe here? It looks like Switzerland and Poland are either arming up to go to war with each other, or maybe they're about to team up in a few turns to take out Belgium, which would be pretty interesting to see. Wallachia, I mean, probably out of boredom, their leader's like, oh, we're not doing anything, is sending his army to die, trying to attack the two Sicilies. It's not going too well for him, as you can imagine. Let's go see how China are doing. Oh, their ships aren't here yet, and Korea have actually retreated because they were failing. China, you've got so much more stuff out here. Send it. Come on. You've got it in Taiwan. You've got it, not really in the Philippines, but I imagine that's where you built a lot of this stuff. Send it. Come on. Who's China trading with? Kimberley, of all people. And Vietnam. Okay, that makes a bit more sense, but whatever, you can trade with who you want. I ain't gonna judge. Egypt? No, Egypt are fine. The Garamantes haven't made progress. Oh my goodness, the Songhai military is really starting to grow. Let's quickly check. Are they still second? Yeah, they're still 30,000 behind Mongolia and just ahead of Rhodesia, but those three killing it on military size. Also, there's quite a few, 200,000. Poland, Parthia, Kulin, and India. They're sort of the top armies at the moment. But yeah, the Songhai with a huge army. I mean, it's... Yeah, Rhodesia now have great war infantry. Okay. And Mongolia... Oh, they're sending their units this way. Okay, Parthia, you may have messed up. Because, I mean, you've been driven away from Babylon. Yeah, this could be game over. This could be... Okay. I get a feeling... Call it a hunch. I don't know what the Khazar are doing, actually, but this is also scary. I think the Khazar might be about to attack Britain. I don't know, or maybe Wallachia up here, but that also doesn't make sense. I wonder, Khazar and Mongolia might be about to team up, maybe even with Poland, to attack Parthia, or if not, Mongolia and Poland might team up to attack the Khazar. I don't know, but... Oh my goodness, okay, there we go, another big war. Finally, we're getting some big wars breaking out. The Zulu also did just settle a coastal city, right next to Mali's city. But there we go, is there any more? There's actually the Zulu are going to be the first, I think, to get their second city in Africa. Rhodesia are on their way too. I'm loving this colonization race. But yeah, no one else. Rhodesia with the third settler too. But yep, the Zulu obviously grabbing their first city. And, oh, no, okay, never mind. The Khazar are going after Britain. Which is what I thought would happen. There we go. Surprised the Khazars units didn't get removed from the borders. But there we go. Britain might lose their hold in Scandinavia. Denmark, if there was a time to do something, now would be that time. Just attack, take some of those cities back, and do something for the sake of entertainment. You know, now would be the time. But yeah, what I didn't really pay attention to there, but did happen. Rhodesia are going after Congo. This is going to be a pretty big conflict in Africa, which means Zulu, you are safe to do whatever you want, really, for now. All these other tiny sort of this mess region in Central Africa where we've got a random Mali city, a Makurian city, Ethiopia. These guys are a bit safer for now. Same goes for Egypt here. The Songhai, though, now would be the time to start, butchering before the Garamantes get too strong themselves, because they've grown quite a bit. Same maybe goes for Mercuria up here. Maybe they should be doing a bit more. Try to drive out the Ottomans. But, I mean, the Ottomans themselves are looking pretty strong. They have held off Parthia, and looks like they're going to keep Babylon, which is a really important city for them. So that's good for the Ottomans. How is this going over here? China, they're trying. Korea, okay, Korea probably should take that city now, which could be the beginning of the end. China's navy has given up. I don't know why, because Qing don't have any boats, but yeah, China not making as much progress as I thought they would at the start, which isn't great for them. I mean, they took this island, maybe that's all they wanted, but I doubt that. If they'd have taken Peking, that would have been so big for their game. And it looks like Korea is actually going to benefit most from this war if they can take this 12 population city, although maybe not, because they'll no longer be anywhere near as safe as they were from Mongolia, because they were pretty safe. They had their boats, so that was keeping them alive, but now they're going to have a big old land border if they take this. Although it does look like Qing are sending them back, and Mongolia is actually giving Qing open borders to make it that little bit easier for Qing. And India's not here helping out just yet either. They're still bringing all their units back from their travels. Enact Science Funding and World's Fair. Well, neither of those are going to make anyone too angry, but that is going to be it for this episode. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, a comment, and maybe even subscribe now that turn processing is starting to get a bit slow. We're about to hit turn 300. I'm not sure how far we'll go just yet. Normally I always try to get to 500. That's going to take ages probably in this campaign, but I normally do it off camera. 400 is usually the point I aim for, so I'll see if it starts getting to like ridiculously slow. We may move away from that, but yeah, that's where I usually go for, although this has probably been the biggest battle, one of the biggest battles I've ever done, so it's kind of like, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we've still got a little while to go. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.